Hey guys, it's Tom. Welcome to another portfolio update video. Today we're looking at October of 2025. We're gonna see all the dividends I received last month, do an overall portfolio overview, and also make year-over-year comparisons. I'd say we jump right in after the intro. Hey guys, it's Tom. Welcome back to the channel where I'm documenting my realistic journey to hitting 100k invested in my stocks portfolio, one dividend at a time. Every month I share what I earned and the progress that has been made. If you are on your own investing path or just love seeing portfolios grow brick by brick, I'm glad you found your way here. So drop a comment and let me know how your portfolio did last month. I always love hearing your wins. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and join the journey so we can build wealth together. Alright, here we are in the portfolio. As you can see right now we're standing at 28,200 euros, and with dividends included I'm up 23%. Just want to show you something funny real quick. If I switch that to US dollars, we are already at 32,500 US dollars, so quite a difference due to a weak dollar at the moment. So I'm hoping that my portfolio will shoot up a little bit when the dollar gets stronger again. But let's keep it in euro, otherwise I will get confused. Let's look at the top movers real quick. The biggest losers are still UPS and Louis Vuitton. And my biggest winners are Microsoft, Google, and since a few weeks, Amazon also joining the party, catching up with up 20%. But I'd say we jump into the dividends because that's the most fun. In October, I received 6 dividends in total. First one coming from Coca-Cola, and they paid me €3.88. Looking at the performance of this stock over the last year, they're down 0.6%. Year to date, a little bit worse, down 1%. But if you're looking at the last month, they are up 4.5%. So looks like they're recovering a bit. If you're looking at my holding, in total I'm up 6.2%. I own 12.3 shares of this company, and so far they paid me €54.62 in dividends. Next one came from my Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, ticker VUSA, basically the European equivalent to VOO. I received €5.15 from them, bringing my monthly total to €9.03. Looking at the 1 year performance, they are up 11.8%. Year to date, just 4.4%. So that's like the other chart, due to the weaker dollar, the performance also is weaker here because the dollar variant of the S&P 500 is way better year to date. And over the last month we are up 3%, so overall a lot of green. That's good. I'm holding 23.2 shares at the moment. In total I'm up 13%. So far I received €20 in dividends. Alright, my second Vanguard ETF also paid me, of course, the all world high dividend yield, ticker VHYL. They paid me €10.79, bringing my total to $19.82 for this month. Looking at their yearly performance, they are up 7.4%. Year to date, also over 6%, and over the last month, 1% in the green. I'm holding almost 34 shares of this one. I'm up 7%, and in total, so far, I received €55.57 from this Vanguard ETF. Okay, we continue with ETFs, now from JP Morgan, their global version of the option income plays, JEPG. They paid me 12 euros 3 cents, bringing my total to 31 euros 85. The performance not too good over the last year, down 8%. Year to date, almost 9% in the red. And over the last month, almost 1%. Looking at my holding, it's not too bad. I'm down 3% at the moment with my 136 shares. And yeah, I'm not too concerned about the performance because this is purely a dividend play. I received 111 euros in dividends total so far. And with dividends included, I'm at break-even point at the moment. Alright, my second JP Morgan ETF, the Nasdaq one, they paid me 18 euros 50 cents, which brings my October total to 50 euros 35. This is my biggest position. And considering this is also just for income, they are up 1.8% at the moment. No, not at the moment, over the last year. So because they are tracking the Nasdaq, there is also upside potential, which is why I like this ETF especially. Year to date though, they are still down 6%, but over the last month up 4%. So catching up again. Looking at my holding, I'm only down 0.7%, so not too bad. I own 170 shares of this one, and they paid me already 164 euros in dividends in total. Alright, last but not least, Realty Income, ticker O. They paid me 3.64 euros, which brings my total to 53 euros and 99 for the month of October 2025. And this was my last dividend I will ever receive from Realty Income because I sold this position. And looking at the performance, this is one reason why I sold this one. Over the last year, they're down 9%. Year to date, they're down 5%. And also over the last month, down 5%. Even if we're looking at the 5-year performance, it is green, but only 3% in 5 years. Basically flat for me. And another reason was for taxes, because I get double taxed for US single stocks. First the US withholding tax and then the normal tax here in Austria again. So I had to pay a lot of taxes and it wasn't worth it for me. Yeah, one last look at my holding. The value is 0, of course, because I sold out of it. But in total, I received 142 euros from Realty Income. All right, in the end, let's look at dividends accumulated in total. So far, until October, I received 1,096 euros in dividends for this portfolio. So almost 1,100 euros. Let's look at accumulated year over year. You can see the gaps are getting bigger each year, which is what I like. Looking at 2022, I received 45 cents in total. Then the next year already 114 in 24. We received 417 euros in total. And now in October we are standing already at 563 euros. Hoping to get at least to 700 euros end of year. If we compare the monthly chart year over year, you can see each month or each year we are climbing nicely. And funnily enough, in October was the first time we were basically even compared to last year. So in 24 we received 53.75 euros, and this year it was 99 cents. So just a few cents more, but that's due to some restructuring of the portfolio. I sold a big ETF which paid me last year still, and also I sold out of Vici which would have paid me in October. So yeah, I'm doing some restructuring still. Shouldn't be too bad in the end. Next year will be higher again, and also the dividends will be distributed much better. So you can see in July it's always really high, and then I have some really low months, like here I got 17 euros in February. Short term here it doesn't look like progress, but next year it will look way better again already. But I'd say that's it for this video. If you want a breakdown of my holdings at the moment, you can pause the video here. These are all my holdings at the moment. My JP Morgan funds, my Vanguard funds, and some single stocks. Here's a new position, the big tech income options play. Another monthly payer I added. They will pay the first time in November. So you will see this in the next video. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Let me know down in the comments what dividends you received in October. And I hope I see you on the next one. Bye bye.